Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, you know my name. Thank you so much for continuing to come back and support me. Hi, how you doing? I hope that everybody is doing well today. Today I am bringing you my April Faves and Flops. I have great news. I don't really have any flops this month. There wasn't a product that I used that I hated. There wasn't anything that I used that I thought broke me out. There really wasn't anything. Like, I can't think of one product that I used last month that I could bring to this video and say, you may not want to purchase this. So, I mean, looking around even, I don't see anything. I do have kind of a nice jumble of stuff here. So some products that you don't typically see in my favorites videos. So I'm going to start obviously with favorites since that's all I have. And I'm going to start with the weird things, the things that you don't normally see in my videos. So the first thing I have here is this makeup bag that we received from BoxyCharm, this train case. So while I do believe that they MSRP'd this at $20, and I do believe that that is quite expensive for such a makeup bag. I mean, it's not hard. It folds flat. I do think that that's kind of expensive. This is actually a lifesaver to me these days. So I've been traveling a lot, and previous to receiving this in my BoxyCharm, I was carrying a really hardbound makeup bag that was super hard to squish down, and I don't like putting my makeup into my checked bag because I've seen how they handle checked bags and it's atrocious if you ask me, and I don't want my stuff broken. So I try to put my makeup into my carry-on. And when I was using the other bag, it was really hard for me to put my makeup into that bag and squish it down enough that it still fit into my carry-on. But this made it super possible for me to do that. So I was able to fit so much into this bag, but also, like, when I closed it up, I was able to squish it down so that I was able to just kind of slide it into my carry-on bag. I have purchased since a different kind of carry-on bag. So I was using, first I was using a backpack as like my personal item on the trip so that I could fit this and my purse and everything else into it. And then I switched to like a bag that's got like a computer place in the back because I found that I was carrying the backpack and my computer and a carry-on bag, and it was just too much. There was a lot that I was traveling with, and I have since learned that I don't need to travel with that much shit. But that being said, this fit really nicely with all my makeup in it into my carry-on bag, and it became my lifesaver because I enjoy taking my makeup in my carry-on and not packing it in the bag that they throw around underneath the plane. The next thing I would say that became a lifesaver for me is this guy. So this is a Luxie brush container that I got with some Luxie brushes in it from the FabFitFun edit sale. And it was kind of expensive even in the edit sale. So I was kind of going rounds and rounds on whether I should have purchased it or not. It did also come with, I think, 15 or 18 brushes in it. I love this thing. So it snaps together and you can unsnap it to make two different cups. And while I was traveling, I kept my clean brushes in one cup and my dirty brushes in the other. That way they never like had to mix together in there, and I was able to know which ones I needed to clean before I put them back in and snapped it shut to keep them all organized in my bag. In addition to that, this did go into my checked under the plane bag, and it's hard. So my brushes didn't get broken, they didn't get squished, they didn't smush all over the place. They stood upright, their bristles kept, you know, in nice fashion. They didn't get wonky. and I appreciate that wholeheartedly out of this little cup system. What I especially loved though was the fact that I had 2 separate cups when I pulled them apart to have clean brushes in one and dirty brushes in the other, and knew the difference between my brushes. Just upon sight, just upon seeing which cup they were in, I knew that. I obviously knew which ones were dirty anyways, just by looking at them because of the, you know, product that was on them. But with that being said, I always clean my brushes after use, and sometimes I was super busy and wasn't able to do it immediately, so it was good to come back in the evening and be able to just pull from one cup, clean those brushes, and put them back in the other one. In addition to that, like, it kept my brushes safe and not squished. Sometimes when you put brushes into a makeup bag, the bristles get all flared out and squished and weird, and that didn't happen in this. My daughter's in here. We're chatting. But most importantly, there's like 40-mile-an-hour winds outside, so if you guys hear a crazy noise, that's what it's from. Alright, the next thing I have for you is this. This is the Oribe Gold Lust Dry Shampoo. I think this has been in a favorites video before, and not this particular one. This one I picked up in a FabFitFun edit sale for super cheap. I'm glad that I picked it up for super cheap because it is probably my favorite dry shampoo. And with my hair being this color, like, the suggestion is not to wash your hair very often when your hair is colored like this because A, obviously the color fades faster when you're using these kind of colors on your hair. This dry shampoo has become a lifesaver for me because I know that I've went several days without shampooing my hair, but this makes my hair feel and look like it was shampooed this morning. This is freshly washed. I did wash it yesterday, I think. I haven't washed it since, but like, legitimately, I'm going roughly 5 days in between washes, and the first time I washed it, it was actually 7 days, which seems gross. I know, it's gross, but this guy helped me feel like and look like I had clean hair throughout the entire 7 days of that. I can't go 7 days. I did that the first time. I was kind of grossed out about it. As soon as I washed it, I was like, yes, I need to wash my hair more. But the last time I washed it was roughly 4 days in between. So this makes my hair feel good and smell good and look clean, even when I haven't washed it in a couple days. So it's my favorite dry shampoo. It also doesn't leave behind that like white cast that you see from a lot of dry shampoos. It also smells so good. The next thing I have is this guy. I don't know if you guys have a brush like this, and it does have my hair in it, but it is the From Intuition like wet brush. You guys can see my hair. It is a wet brush. So with that being said, just looking at the back of it, it moves to accommodate your head, and instead of pulling at your hair, it just glides right through your hair. And it's made for when you're brushing your hair when your hair is wet. So if you guys don't know, you will now. I don't put heat on my hair. I don't put heat on my hair because I just don't. I don't know how to blow dry it properly, and my hair can't hold a curl for poop because it's super thick. So I don't put heat on my hair. So when I'm running a brush through my hair is still typically very wet because I had just gotten out of the shower or whatever. You just saw me run it through it dry, so it works well dry, but this works amazing on my wet hair. I always found that when I was brushing my hair when it was wet with a previous brush that I owned, it was pulling at my hair and pulling it out and sometimes breaking my hair off. So I had all these little like stringies of hair where my hair would have broken off. But this doesn't do that. It just glides right through. It feels good on my head. It kind of feels like a little bit of a massage, to be honest with you. And it conforms to my scalp so that it's not yanking on my hair. It's not like straight and solid. Why is my dog barking?
Because
I think my dog is barking at the wind, which is super fantastic. The next thing I have is this. This is the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette. Now, I know I only use this for a week, but I want to use it more because I had a lot of fun with this palette. It just has 9 shades in it. I found it to be super fun to travel with, super fun to use, super easy to come up with great looks out of this palette, and not super overwhelming because there are only 9 shades. It is a little monochromatic, so the looks that you get out of it obviously are going to be monochromatic in nature, but you can come up with some pretty stunning looks with it. And I found that I could use just one shadow into my crease, deepen it up into the deep crease, and then put a shimmer on my lid, and it looked amazing. So I love this palette. Probably my favorite Huda Beauty palette, and I have several. So I really love this Obsessions formula. It's amazing. It makes me want to go and purchase more. The next thing I have is this, and it is almost gone. So hopefully you guys can see that is almost gone. I have used the poop out of it over the last month. This is the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and while I did not think I loved this at first, I actually find that it did wonders for me for my longevity, my makeup application, because I would spray it on, put on makeup, and then spray it on to set it as well. It boasts 16-hour wear. I feel like that is correct. While I do not think that it will replace my all-nighter, my Holy Grail setting spray, I do think that it is a wonderful drugstore alternative, and it comes at a far less expensive price. It is 2.03 ounces. I'm not sure how much this costs, to be honest, because I got it in a gift with purchase from Ulta, but I do love this. It says it's for priming, correcting, and setting. I used it for priming, correcting, and setting, and I think that it's an amazing setting spray, and I have been using the poop out of it. The next thing I have here is this. It is the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This one is in the shade Swan. So it's a little bit light for me, but I still found that it worked really well. And when I just put it under my eyes and down the center of my face, it does a lot for brightening up my face. It isn't what I'm wearing today. The one I am wearing today is a Koki one that could possibly dupe this, but there is so much product in here. You will never ever run out of this if you are just using it as a concealer. There's 0.5 fluid ounces in this, so that is the same amount as like half of a regular foundation jar. This is amazing concealer. It's super emollient. It conceals. You can use it for contour. You can use it for highlight. You can retouch with it because it doesn't start to look cakey. I love this concealer, and I'm super glad I picked it back up. I did get it from a friend of mine that we believe got in a PR package, because she got like 5 of these, even though she didn't know that she was getting a PR package. She gave me this one, and I will forever be grateful for that because I love it. The next thing I have is actually a mascara. It is the Urban Decay Troublemaker Mascara. This is the container of it. Not only is it pretty, but I love the wand on it, and I love just the effect that it gives my lashes. This is the wand. I find that it is not a super big one, so like I'm not going towards my eye and freaking out just a little bit because this giant thing is coming towards my eye. What I don't like about it is that if I don't let it dry before I put on my setting spray, then it will kind of run onto my under eyes. So I have to be very mindful when I put it on. I have started doing my eye makeup, putting on my eyeliner, my mascara, then going in and finishing with like my blush, my highlighter, my lipstick, and then going in with a setting spray, because with the setting spray being wet and that mascara being kind of more on the wet side, it will get onto my under eyes and kind of make me look like I have raccoon eyes. But if you let it dry before you put on your setting spray, it doesn't do that. It also doesn't flake, and I don't find that it meanders onto my under eyes throughout the day. So that makes me happy, and that is a winner in my book. The one thing I hate about Too Faced Better Than Sex is the fact that it flakes all over my face. This one doesn't do that. And this was one I just picked up because it was sitting on, you know, it was in the impulse fixture on the cash register at Ulta, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. So I just stuck it and paid for it too. And then it has sat, actually, without being open, it sat in my mascara collection for quite some time. And I pulled it out when I started traveling this month, and I'm super glad that I did. I actually really kind of love it. It gives my lashes a lot of definition and length. It doesn't really make them look super thick, but it makes them look longer and more spread out, and I like that in that formula. The last thing I have here is this set of skincare products that y'all know that I love, but I'm trying 2 new items. So y'all know I love this Perricone MD Rejuvenating Moisturizer from the Essential Effects collection, this guy. I did go ahead and pick up a set that had this in it and 2 other items. So I've been using this again, and I love this moisturizer. I will continue to repurchase it as long as I can. It now kind of fits really nicely into my budget, even at full price. But I did pick this up in a set, and you get this and 2 other items that are almost the same size as what they come full price at. So this is the full price, you know, size. And then this is also, I think this is half the full price size, and this is half the full price size. But these 2 items you don't use very much of, so they can last you for a very long time. This is the Perricone MD Deep Crease Serum in that same line. And I use this, I just squirt some onto, it's got a little dropper, so it looks like this. I just drop some into the tips of my fingers, rub it together, and then put it into the deep crease areas on my face. So this area here where I have my deep set 11s, my scowl lines. And then I also put it along here where you would find your marionette lines, and then here in my laugh lines. And then I also have the Perricone MD Essential Effects Eyelid Lift Serum that I have as well. I actually have been, it is really kind of water-based as well. So I just put a little tiny bit on my hand and rub it together on both fingers, and then tap it into under my eyes and onto my eyelids to try and erase some of that crepiness that I am feeling like I'm starting to see in my eyes because I am 40 freaking 2. So those are my favorites, you all. I love this Perricone MD Essential Effects skin care system. I think that it is amazing. I am gonna start soon trying some dermatological products. You guys will see hopefully that haul. I got a whole bunch of stuff from going to Ulta's conference in Atlanta, got a whole bunch of gratis, and in that I've got some Dermalogica products. I've always been curious about Dermalogica, but they're super expensive, so I'm going to finish this stuff up and then try that stuff out. I hope that you guys enjoyed all my favorites, a little bit of this and that in this favorites video, and I have no fails for you, which I am okay with. I'm glad there's not a flop this month. I'm glad I didn't take something with me for a week at a time that I absolutely abhorred using. So thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for clicking on it. I know that you don't have to, so it warms my heart that you do. I hope that you liked it, or you liked me enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here in YouTube land. I also hope that you liked me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I do post content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and would love to have you along for this crazy ride of mine. I really hope to hear from you guys in the comments section. What were your favorites this month? Did you have flops this month? What were those? What can you steer me clear of? Because I've got a lot of product that I'll be showing you in the near future to try out, and if that stuff is not going to be good for me, I don't want to use it. So give me your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section, and until next time, guys, bye.